Hello everyone. In this video, we will be talking about the floods in Spain. Over 200 people have been killed. In matters of minutes, flash floods caused by heavy downpours in eastern Spain swept away almost everything in their path. With no time to react, people were trapped in vehicles, homes, businesses. Many died, thousands of livelihoods were shattered. A week later, authorities have recovered 219 bodies, 211 of them in the eastern region of Valencia, and are searching for at least 93 people who are unaccounted for. Police, firefighters, and soldiers continued to search Tuesday for unknown numbers of missing. And also, it seems to be in Valencia and Malaga. And it's in the eastern part and also the very south. So that is very unfortunate. In many of the over 70 impacted localities, mostly located in the southern outskirts of the city of Valencia, people still face shortages of basic goods. Water is back to running through pipes, but authorities say it is only for cleaning, not fit for drinking. Lines form at impromptu emergency kitchens and flood relief stands and streets still covered with mud and debris. And I've been hearing about this, and I think it's very horrible what has been happening. I am familiar with this stuff that happens down here, but this is really, really something else. How it's impacting people all of a sudden out of nowhere. Spain's Consortium of Insurance, a public-private entity that pays insurance claims for extreme risks like floods, said Tuesday that it had received 21,000 claims of home insurance, 12,000 for businesses, properties, 44,000 for motor vehicle for flood damage. Those numbers are expected to grow. Quote, "We can estimate that we are facing the biggest payout for a weather-related event that Spain has ever suffered," said Sean, president of Spain's Association of Insurance Companies. Thousands of volunteers are helping soldiers and police reinforcements with the gargantuan task of cleaning up the mire and countless wrecked cars. The ground floors of thousands of homes have been ruined. Inside some of the vehicles that the water washed away are trapped in underground garages. There were still bodies waiting to be identified. The frustration over the crisis management boiled over on Sunday when a crowd hit hard in Paiporta, hurled mud and other objects at Spain's royals, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, and regional officials when they made their first visit to the epicenter of flood damage. Another 7 people died in Castilla-La Mancha and one Andalusia. Here are a few things to know about Spain's deadliest natural disaster of the century. What happened exactly? The storms concentrated over the Margo and Turia river basins and in the Payo Canal produced walls of water that overflowed river banks, catching people unaware as they went on with their daily lives on Tuesday evening and early Wednesday. And the blink of an eye, the muddy water covered roads and railways and entered houses and businesses in towns and villages. On the southern outskirts of Valencia, drivers had to take the shelter on car roofs, Ryan to Katrina, while residents took refuge on higher ground. Spain's National Weather Service said that in the hard-hit locality of Chivia, it rained more in 8 hours than it had in the preceding 20 months, calling the deluge extraordinary. Other areas on the southern outskirts of Valencia City didn't rain before they were wiped out by the wall of water that overflowed the drainage canals. When authorities sent alerts to mobile phones warning of the seriousness of the flooding and asking people to stay home, many were already on the road working or covered in water in low-lying areas, underground garages, which became death traps. That is very sad. The timing was not right. And it's so muddy. It's so insane what happened here. You could see how the mud has covered everything. And it looks like a desert. It looks like a muddy dystopia. It's very sad what happened here. Why did these massive floods happen? So the explanation for it by scientists is scientists trying to explain what happened. Some claim it has to do with climate change. One is that warmer air holds and then dumps more rain. The other possibility, changes in the jet stream, the river of air above land that moves weather systems across the globe that spawn extreme weather. Climate scientists and meteorologists said the immediate cause of the flooding is called a cut-off lower pressure storm system that migrated from an unusually wavy installed jet stream. That system simply parked over the region and poured rain. This happens often enough that in Spain they call them DENAs, the Spanish acronym for the system, meteorologists said. And then there is the unusually high temperatures of the Mediterranean Sea. It had its warmest surface temperature on record in the mid-August of 28.47 degrees Celsius, 83.25 degrees Fahrenheit, said Carola of the Center of Flood Risk Resilience at Brunel University of London. The extreme weather event came after Spain battled with prolonged droughts in 2022 and 2023. Experts said the drought and flood cycles are increasing with the climate change. Climate change, quote, kills, and now, unfortunately, we are seeing its firsthand, Sanchez said Tuesday. According to him, he believes it's climate change. After announcing €10.6 billion relief package for 78 municipalities where at least one person had died. And has this happened before? Spain's Mediterranean coast is used to autumn storms that can cause flooding, but this episode was the most powerful flash flood in the region in recent memory. Older people in Paiporta, at the epicenter of the tragedy, say the floods were there 3 times as bad. So it was 3 times as bad as those in 1957, which caused at least 81 deaths. That episode led to diversion of the Turai watercourse, which meant that a large part of the town was spared of these floods. Valencia suffered 2 other major DENAs in 1980 and 1982, with around 30 deaths, and around another one 5 years later, broke the rainfall records. And the state's response has been management of the crisis is the hands of the regional Valencian authorities, who asked the central government for help in mobilizing resources. Some 15,000 soldiers, national police officers, and civil guard gendarmeries have deployed to the area, in the largest peacetime mobilization of military and security forces inside Spain. Military trucks, heavy road equipment, Chinook helicopters, and a Navy transport vessel are aiding with the disturbance and also with the relief aid. The cleaning and the search for bodies, 2,000 firefighters and 500 local police are also involved. The national government said as of Tuesday, authorities had rescued over 36,000 people, restored electricity to 147,000 homes, distributed some 130,000 bottles of water, 21,000 food rations. When many of these affected said they felt abandoned by the authorities, a wave of volunteers arrived to help, carrying brooms, shovels, water, and basic foods. And many people have come to help this cause, and it's good to see unity. Valencian regional government has been heavily criticized for not sending out flood warnings to telephones until 8 p.m. on Tuesday when the flooding had already started, in some places well after the agency's red alert indicating heavy rains. And maybe there wasn't a playbook about how to do this correctly, but they could have sent them earlier. That would have helped. And also, I think that, like with Hurricane Katrina, unexpected things happen, natural disasters occur, and sometimes people can do the best they can, and sometimes that isn't really a lot. But hopefully, this will be a lesson learned for next time, and sometimes natural disasters just happen. Comment below your thoughts what you think of this news report, and have a nice day.